Good morning, folks. Today is February 26th, 2026. Now, it has been a long 2 months going into this new year. A long 2 months. It almost feels like since December I have went through a year just in the past 3 months alone. Because I've been sidelined because of the gallbladder surgery and stuff like that. I've been sidelined. I can't. I had a subscriber, a friend, another YouTuber that I have collaborated with in the past, contact me on the phone yesterday talking about my rocking. Like, seriously, I like to rock while I talk. It's just my thing. Don't like it, kick rocks. But it helps me think, and it also helps me to burn more calories. Speaking of burning calories, let's talk about that for a minute, because I always got those people showing up with the trying to get you on the I got you thing. When I talk about the steps that I walk, like, yesterday I hit around 16,000 steps. That equaled 4,000 calories burnt on my Fitbit Sense 2 watch. Now, this person thinks that I am confused, so I'm going to read some comments here that I was given yesterday, and I want to address the comments, if people are going to go out there and make them, because this person has made this comment to me like twice already. So I'm going to address the walking calories burnt versus what the information on the watch gives me. Now, they put a lot of money into these watches, and do you think that they do not know when they make these things that walking alone does not burn 4,000 calories? Did you really think you needed to go dig up that information to tell me twice in two different videos? And I've answered the comment twice. So since I have to address this for so often, I'd rather do it in a video. That way I can just link them this video. All right. Omar Magna 5950 commented to me yesterday saying, I think you're very confused about calorie burning. Burning 4,000 calories through walking alone requires roughly 80,000 to 120,000 steps, depending on your weight, walking speed, generally converting 35 to 50 miles on average. A person burns roughly 0.4 to 0.5 calories per step, about 40 to 50 calories per 1,000 steps. Burning 4,000 calories a day would have you looking like Skeletor. Is that a dig at my buddy Skeleton City? And he's a bike rider, by the way. No, I've never claimed that the walking alone has burnt 4,000 calories. I said I burn 4,000 calories a day. Has nothing to do with the steps that I take. Has nothing to do with it. I burnt over 4,000 calories yesterday, and I only got in 16,000 steps. Now, how did I do that? Time to do some of that hardcore latchkey education. Now, here's what I got for you right here. So I answered this, and I done some Google research just like you did on the subject. See, this does its calorie burn through heart rate measured. Basal metabolic rate. Is it 100%? No, but it's pretty daggone close. So, okay, so here's what it averages without a smartwatch attached to your arm, because this is like a heart rate monitor, right? And according to the calories out that I have now, just by existing alone, is sitting around 681 calories for just waking up today and sitting here talking to you now. I'm actually burning calories. You burn calories through more ways than just walking. So that gotcha is null and void. On average, adults burn between 1,200 to 200. Excuse me. I gotta get my head clear in here. It's too early in the morning. It's too early in the morning. On average, adults burn between 1,200 to 2,400 calories per day at rest, basal metabolic rate, just at rest. Just to maintain body, basic body functions, total daily calorie expenditure is higher based on activity levels. Sedentary women burn 1,800 to 2,000 calories while moderately active. Men may burn 2,500 to 2,950 plus daily. And this is just moderately active. So if me being moderately active, and trust me, I am more than moderately active compared to most people. I have an adult autistic son that I have to care for. He is inconsistent, meaning I have to care for him fully. When he needs a bath, I bathe him. When he needs to get dressed, I dress him. When he needs to, get fed, I help feed him. So, needless to say, my moderate activity, I don't even factor into the conversation ever. Ever. Because I love my child and I just do it because I care for them. So, with that being said, throw the walking in on top of all of that, and you get a 4,000 calorie burn according to the heart rate on the watch, and through the accurate information that I'm giving you here through basal metabolic rate. It's not just through the walking alone when I talk about the 4,000 calories burn. And yes, I do brag about the steps that I take, because sometimes I get 20,000 and I have achieved 30,000, which is an accomplishment for a walker like me. So if I'm doing that on average around 15 to 16,000 steps, burning over 4,000 calories in a day by the time I go to bed, and that's what that watch says, just remember it's through heart rate. All right, heart rate monitoring has come a long way. Before smartwatches even exist, athletes were attaching them to their chest. I actually have one of those. To their chest, monitored it through a watch. Calories burnt through heart rate. Heart rate. Is it 100%? It's pretty accurate. It's accurate enough. It's good enough for me. Because let me tell you what, when I average that 4,000 calorie burn on my smartwatch, I either stand still on the scale, meaning I don't gain anything, or I have a drop. I'm fine with either of those scenarios because it means that I've effectively managed to be able to enjoy my food, enjoy my life. See, walking for me, with all that I have to endure, is mental clarity. I need it. I need it. And most of the time when I do walking, I get out there on the property that I own when I can. Here lately, it's been kind of cold, so a lot of the times I get a lot of steps. If I go into a Walmart or something like that, which daily I am out of the house. I don't stay in here and look at computer screens all day. If I go out in any of these stores, I'm walking those aisles. Talked about it a million times. But yeah, walking and calories burnt is what I go by. I don't care if it's accurate or not, because I have done it for so long now, and so consistently, that I know for a fact that if I do it effectively, that scale don't move or it moves down. That's all I care about. So that's what those numbers represent to me now. If you want to go out there and find some kind of parallel, I got you, thinking that I don't understand how it works. Yeah, you're wrong. I understand exactly how it works. Maybe you don't understand, or maybe you just want to look for a way to downplay my result, which is not cool. So, there. All right. Moving right along. I got this one from my buddy High Carb Regenerator. So, he is a friend of mine. And he also struggles with weight, and he talks about not dieting now. He's done with dieting. I get it. I've been there. I've been in that headspace. I understand, but for me, it's a little more spiritual than that. After things that I've been through lately, our bodies are temples under the eyes of our Lord, and we're supposed to take care of what God has given us, what we have been blessed with. I've not done a very good job of that. That's what my personal weight loss and my increased physical activity means to me. Now, like I said, I do deal with a lot as an adult, so hence to say, fast food living was comforting to me in a way that helped me drown out all the pain through the responsibility I have, not just for myself but the care of others. I have to maintain a strong mental, physical existence, not just for myself but for others as well. As you can see, all the and it's well documented on my channel. There's more videos of me. If you was to look up my popular videos right now, my most popular video is going to be of some kind of food eating or something. I mean, sure, there's a few sugar diet stuff up there, but they're not the main thing. The main things is, there's some diet stuff at the top, but maybe like 3, 4 videos, and then there's a lot of me doing Little Caesars pizza reviews, double Whopper bacon burger reviews, all kind of things like that, and that was how I lived, to yeah, before I decided to learn to better myself. Now, Cole is very responsible for a lot of this. A lot of this, when it comes to me, he helped make or recreate me in a different image, maybe inadvertently more than he realized. When he was talking about the fruit and the stuff like that, in a healthier way, I kind of started enjoying that. I started enjoying that. I didn't realize how much I actually enjoyed real food compared to the junk food that I was eating and living the lifestyle of. So, yes, my friend Ryan, High Carb Regenerator, I say to you, from a person who has wrecked their health through the standard American diet, and also have preached the message about losing weight and have done so effectively on this channel through the standard American diet. Never had an intention of eating whole foods or real foods like what the starch solution offers. I mean, all of this is connected. All of this is connected as far as I'm concerned. Spiritually, you know, physically, the food I consume now, it all plays a role. But sorry about that. The memory card run out of space. Anyway, my buddy Ryan, he writes to me, there is a sign in the subway that says, don't be someone's subway story. Courtesy counts. I think the same message applies here. Don't be someone's going out and having a good time ruin story. And that I agree with. And I have found ways to deal with that by eating what I can there in the best way I can. Even if that's not nothing but a plate of French fries. You know, that's always an option at most places that people I go to. You know, if I needed that, you know, if there was nothing else on that menu I could have, let's just say it was full of cheeseburgers, fries, onion rings, and chicken strips, fried chicken strips, or something like that, I would just choose the fry option. You know, it'd be as close as I can to the diet that I'm doing. Even though that wouldn't be the more healthy option or whatever, at least I could participate in eat my fries and ketchup, you know, and that's not what I would do normally because you know, socially I just don't have that many interactions to even worry about it, to even consider it throwing me off the rails or going in some kind of sideways direction that's going to, you know, make me increase a whole bunch of weight, you know. Yeah, maybe 6 times a year I might have to eat a plate of fries or something, you know. So and then he goes on to say, I can't remember how many times I was the person, oh, I can't eat there, or I can't do that because everyone had to change their ways to conform to my preferences, which at this point seems satanic. Well, I guess, you know, no one cares how fat you are. They just want to hang out with you, not your fat cells. I agree with that. There is a lot to be said about that, but I care. I care, you know, spiritually, God give me this body to not function at that higher weight, at this higher weight, or at the higher weight that I was, because I've come a long way. When I do this thumbnail, I'm gonna do it as a before and after because I have come a long way, and I have recently hit new lows on that scale. The reason I'm not showing them consistently right now is because, you know, these past 2 months, like I said, they've been hard. They've been hard, and this month's video, you know, is documenting my progress through not only surgery but through a plant-based way of eating. This is the first time I've ever took on a stretch this long of eating nothing but plant-based, mainly eating for an entire month. Meaning no dairy, no chicken. You know, chicken was my thing. I don't eat a lot of red meat as it is, you know, for reasons that I'm not sure whether they were gallbladder related now or through the tick. That is something I will have to, you know what, I just ain't even going to worry about it. I'm just going to continue to eat like I am and enjoy life the way it is, you know, because I like this way of eating. He goes on to say, you, Cole, and all other dieters need to spend more time looking at the Minnesota starvation experiment because all of us dieters are living it, doing it at the expense of our health. We're also, you know, being overweight also is at the detriment of our health. Ryan, I don't know what to really say about that. I really don't care about that study, you know, not being mean or you know, not trying to be controversial about it, but you know what? I'd rather find a way to live healthy. Now when I eat good. Now let me show you something, buddy. And a lot of the starch solution stuff I have learned through watching your old videos, as well as others. This is a Tupperware food container. This was the bowl of food I ate last night around 6:30 p.m. that I have to wash out, and I fell asleep. I just kind of tossed it to the side, started looking at computer and comments and stuff, and but this was full of rice, lentils, and the California blend of broccoli, broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. The California blend of those vegetables. That you get in the frozen section. I microwaved it, steamed it up, added it to my rice, lentils, and put me some gluten-free soy sauce on there, and I had me a meal out of this Tupperware container. This is not the large Tupperware container, and this is not the smallest either. It's the in-between medium size. It's a huge bowl. And I might eat that much food twice a day. Doesn't meet, it doesn't, does that much food reach over 2,000 calories in a day? Probably not. But I will tell you this about it. It does satiate me in a way where it doesn't matter because I stay full. I've come a long way when it comes to talking about food and health. And trust me when I say the nutrition from that and the way I feel about that, I don't go to bed feeling like I'm hungry, and I don't feel like I'm overstuffed either, because I know that feeling very well through all the fast food reviewing and dieting that I've done. Now I have done as many as 3 food reviews in one day, trying out the new latest and greatest cheeseburger or loaded French fries or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really not interested in looking at some kind of study like that. Not when I'm overweight. I feel like I'm living a lifestyle now to where I'm enjoying not just the benefits, but I'm actually enjoying the food and the benefits from the many different, nutrients that I get through eating foods like this, like, to name a few, like the resveratrol you get from blueberries, the lycopene you get from tomatoes, especially like crushed tomatoes or tomato paste. All of these things make me feel satisfied in a way that actually helps with the situation of satiety itself. I don't really focus on calories on purpose. Mainly I focus on those calories that I talked about as far as walking out, the ones that I walk out goes. I don't want to be, I don't want to take the gifts that God gives me and abuse them any further than I've already have. It's already cost me a gallbladder. Okay. God meant for us to work and try to live and better ourselves, and live, in an image that, He had provided for us, and not knocking the experiment or the talk or Dr. Actor Keys or any of that stuff, but yeah. There's just, he's got an experiment, and then there's going to be somebody out there with an experiment to counteract his experiment, and the list never ends. The list never ends when you are looking at all that stuff, but spiritually, we all know better. We all know better. We know what the Bible says about gluttonous behavior, and that is more than just weight alone. I lived in some very gluttonous behavior, which you can see from the weight loss that I did in 2022 on this channel up until 2025, when I started to practice weight loss through, eating more fruits and learning my lesson through, man cannot just live by one food alone. Kind of like, man cannot live by bread alone. That didn't mean to do away with bread. It meant that you had to you do other things. So the sugar diet was a lesson learned for me as well, meaning that there are other more nutrient dense vegetables and starches out there. It was more than just the fruit and the sugar. That is what I have learned through all of this, and I refuse to take a step back and go into the hot pocket and canned ravioli diet. I lived that era of my life, and I wanted to defend it. You always want to keep what you had going, as a generation alive. I've learned to abandon some of that mental process through all of this as well. Growing as a Gen Xer doesn't have to mean you have to stop and just play with the old Evel Knievel toys from back in the day. You can enjoy some some modern day toys as well, like this knuckle cruncher that the WWE put out of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Gen X wrestling at its finest, right? So yeah, this is about this is kind of spiritual. This is about evolution of not just the weight loss. It's when I reach the end of weight loss, usually I always turn around and just start eating the fast food restaurants. This is what I've seen a lot of carnivore diet channels out there do. They'll lose the weight through extreme long periods of absence and then turn away from their carnivore diet completely, go out there and start eating that Whataburger and stuff. Next thing you know, they're back where they started and then some, trying to restart like Cole says, restart carnivore. Knowing that that's not where the weight loss come from in the first place. It came from the long stretches of absence. Yeah, it's crazy, that you have to make these videos, but I eat until I'm comfortably stuffed with these foods, and the satiety just lasts longer. I mean, because when you're low carb and you can eat till you're comfortably stuffed, because I've lived that lifestyle too. My mother, that's all she ever done, and that's all I ever knew. I never thought I'd be here in this space. This is the last place I thought Latchkey would be. Talking about, starches and vegetables and fruits, together as a complete nutrition. I never thought I'd be here. Never thought I'd be sitting here. But yeah, I've eaten, like Ken Berry says, till you're comfortably stuffed, and that comfortably stuffed does happen, but it goes away so fast. I mean, when you don't have the carbs in the diet, that feeling of satiety, it vanishes like, bam, it is gone. And you want to eat till you comfortably stuffed again. And I think that's where, you get an overabundance of calories, because you're led into this headspace that you could just eat all you want as long as you avoid that specific macronutrient, you're good. And that's just not the case. Maybe it works for a little while, but then it just stops. And then all I can say is I'm glad my channel is not married to a specific diet name. But that McDougal stuff, that is very helpful in keeping you satisfied for a very long period of time. I enjoy it. Going into Starch March, you're going to see a lot more of that. All right, that's the main two comments that I wanted to address here. I mean, like I say, Ryan, I consider you a great friend. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. It sounds like you're already happy with the way you are, and I've got no complaints against that. But at the same time, yeah, just know that it's about better myself, not just through my own health, but spiritually as well. It's a spiritual thing right now for me. And it's got to happen, and it will continue to happen. Going going on some, let me throw in a quick few more honorable mentions here. Yes, I got this. Always comments to me. It says, the flex diet is the key to a normal life. Every now and then, when I pig out, I do better the next meal or the next couple of days. See, now I can get behind a message like that because there'll come a day where there'll be a wedding, where I'll probably eat more cake, or something off the rails, and that's why I like the flexitarian style of diet, so in case something like that ever does come up, I can just participate normally and just go back to the diet that I'm already enjoying, love the food on, love the lifestyle on. I'm enjoying it, and I don't see a turnaround for me at this point. Going backwards. Basically, if I want spaghetti, I can have spaghetti. If I want some kind of burger, I've been reintroducing a little bit of gluten here lately. That's going good for me. Since the removal of the gallbladder, digestion has improved greatly. I can have spaghetti. I can have some kind of burger. It may be a veggie burger. It may be a black bean burger, okay? It may be made with whole foods, but it'll be some kind of burger that I can have, that I can make myself. If I want that, and some fries cooked in a healthy way, I can have that, with some ketchup, and that's so satisfying and good. I just, really don't care, as long as I can have, something like that, and it's fun to make, fun to eat, fun to film. And some people were addressing, some of the morning meeting video that I watched on other channels. I try not to mention my name, but a lot of people know exactly who I'm talking about because they watch too. Ruth Ann Lewis says, I watched that morning meeting. Also, bless their hearts. You would think by now they would know carnivore is not working for them. They're sweet people, and I enjoy watching them. But the diet is overrated. I totally agree, 100%. I'm also a fan, and I'm also their neighbor. I shop at the same stores literally that they shop at. I hear Larry wants to do some walking and stuff. I would love, to meet up with him and do some walking, and he could stay on his diet. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about that part of it at all. If he wanted to stay on his diet and wanted to meet for some walking and some conversation, I'd be totally up for it. Of course, now he might not like the things I had to say, and I might not like the things he had to say, but I think at the end of the day, we could come together in a civil conversation. I think we could. I really do. I think it'll be fun. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments about it. I don't think they'd go for it. Because they got that name attached to their channel. Once you do that, you can't get away from it. You can, but you'd be letting down a whole lot of people depending on you to make that work. And I totally understand why you would feel stuck in a situation like that. It sounds like a great idea at the time and that's why my name is not Latchkey the Carnivore or Latchkey the starch guy, even for that matter. But I am telling you, through all the dieting that I have done and experienced, this whole food plant-based, stuff, there might be something to all that after all. I feel great. I feel younger, Just been an awesome experience for me overall. I don't feel like going back to what I was. I'm going to leave that all here for now. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments. And that's all I got for this video, folks. So until the next one, you folks have a good one.